14 Jan 2024. Hey my future self, आज मैं ये वीडियो बना रहा हूँ and this video is all about the 10% rule. So talking about this 10% rule, क्या समझा मैं इस rule से and how did I applied this in my past and how I will be applying this in my future. In today's world, everywhere you see about how you save your money and how to grow your wealth, this is the most common rule everyone should be telling you. It has some modulations. Someone will say that you have to save 20%, someone will say that you have to save 30%, but the most basic is you have to save the 10%. 10% of your income, monthly income, and that will grow up to a wealth that you will accumulate in time. So, about the references I got, how I believed in this rule and how did I confirm that I am going to follow this rule. So the first story is about a book which was found, and this book was a decipher of the ancient tablets which were found in the city of Babylon. So Babylon was an ancient city in Egypt and was a prosperous one. So every person in that city was quite good at making a living or quite good at making a wealth. The first story revolves around a poor person which is in debt. तो ये जो इंसान है काफ़ी ज़्यादा कर्जा है इसके ऊपर, इसकी फैमिली है जिसको फीड करना है, and to feed his family he need to earn some money, and to find that money he need to find a solution to how to earn that money. And in the search of this money he met his friend, an old friend who's a prosperous one, and वो इंसान इसे बताता है कि that you should be following these rules, and the most prominent rule of the rules were that you have to save 10% money. So after listening to his friend, he decides to apply this 10% rule in his life, and to apply this rule he plans something, and this plan goes on like that he will be earning twice as much money he was earning earlier, and from that earning he will be using that 10% money as his savings, and then another 10% money will be going to his debts, and that cycle goes on and continue for another year. And after a year and so, he was able to reduce his debt to 50%, and then another year goes on and this debt was totally cleared. And इससे क्या हुआ कि जो उसका डेट था वो क्लियर होने के बाद he focused totally on his savings, and that 10% which was going to his debt was also been promoted or shifted to the savings category, and that's how he accumulated a decent amount of wealth in a very short period of time. So the second story is also relevant to this city of Babylon. As the archaeologists were studying on these scripts and tablets from the Babylon, read this story and read this all the rules of written in these tablets, they also tried that they should be doing the same. And one of these archaeologists also tried this. He saved 10%, and after saving this 10% for a long time, he also was able to accumulate some wealth. The third story or the third reference I got was in the Punjabi mythology. Guru says that you have to give the 10th part of your savings to God, to the servings to God, and they don't meant that you have to give that money to a person or to any religious place. You have to keep that 10% money aside for the God. and that is not but something, a modulated form of this 10% rule. Now, after all these references I tried using this 10% rule in my life, and after doing that, I was able to save something. But as I have mentioned earlier, that as soon as I am trained, I used to take my money from the other accounts to my basic account to spend that money, and that was not possible until and unless I am regular and I am regularly saving some money. So from now on, I am going to use this 10% rule as a saving method to save some money, and that money would be something I wouldn't touch